Hey guys, Brad Speed here. Look, just a quick one today. So I've just gotten back from a bit of a solo ride out at QMP. Must have been a bit of rain out there since I went out there last, and the trails are so rutted out and so rocky. And I took a couple of pretty hard dumps actually. Actually got myself stuck a couple of times too with the bike underneath my boots. But one particular one, bit of a hill climb, had a massive boulder halfway up, and I just took a massive dump on the left-hand side of the bike, and come down really hard. I felt a big crunch when it came down. So, you know, I got myself sorted, got the bike back down to the bottom of the hill so I could have another go. But before I had another go, I had a bit of a check. I just couldn't really quite work out what the big crunch was. So obviously back home now, I've had a better look at the bike and I've discovered something very, very concerning. So there she is in all her glory. Now, doing a bit of a once over when I get home, as I always do, really concerned, trying to find where that big crunch come from. And I found the culprit. My radiator guard has absolutely copped it on a rock and has absolutely smashed it on the side there. Now, obviously it goes without saying that had I not had that there, it would have smashed directly onto the radiator and been a big problem. But it has copped it so hard. Look at the inside of the radiator guard there. That's hard to see from the camera, but that's like 10 mil. That's bent that over. Like a good 10 mil. The whole bottom of the guard has shifted over so far that the outside part of it has actually smashed into the radiator. That little tab that mounts the little plastic radiator factory guard that comes with the bike, it's bent that tab over. The whole thing's shifted over like 10 mil and actually smashed into and damaged actually some of the fins. It's a bit hard to see with the camera on this angle because the plastic guard's blocking it, but it has actually damaged the radiator. Even with the guard on there, it's just smashed it that hard. Slightly better angle from the back. So you can see up here, it's smashed it so hard, it's actually hit the side of the radiator. The guard has hit the side of the radiator and actually damaged the outer core of the radiator there, and you can see a bit of damage on the fins there. But the crucial thing is it's kept its pressure, it hasn't sprung a leak, and I've been able to get the bike back without losing coolant. But to be honest, when I bought that guard, I thought I was going a little bit overboard. I've gone on a pretty hard ride with some mates, and one of the other guys had a leak on his radiator because he dropped it on the left-hand side. So I thought, oh, probably, you know, best thing, you know, usually try and replace things or put protections in place for items that are like showstoppers if they stuff up. Like obviously if your radiator gets crushed and you have a massive leak and you've got no coolant, that's a showstopper. You're gonna be stuck. No matter where you are, you're gonna be stuck, and that is nightmare scenario. So most of the parts that I've put on this bike in terms of protection are around me being worried about showstopper damage when you're out on a trail. And this thing here has just paid for itself big time, because if I didn't have that, I would have been like 15, 20 k's out in the middle of nowhere, stuck with the bike that I can't ride, can't move. They're really, really rocky, rutted out trails. There's no way I'm gonna be able to limp the bike back without killing the engine. So I either would have had to kill the engine to get home, or I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. Those trails that you can't really push the bike up massive big hill climbs, and it's just, I don't know what I would have done. I would have pretty much been stuffed. So for the sake of, I think it was like $120 or $130, that protector has just completely saved my ass, saved the bike, saved the engine, and saved me in a big way, because I would have been totally screwed. So moral of the story, if you have a CRF250L and you ride it off-road, or really if you have any trail bike that you regularly take off-road, whether you go with other people or by yourself, but especially if you go by yourself, ever, get a radiator guard. Seriously, one of the best parts that I've put on this bike after this experience today, because yeah, it literally would have killed the bike and stranded me in the middle of nowhere if I hadn't put this part on. So please do yourself a favor, put a radiator guard on your bike. Anyway, I've got some repairs to do on the bike, but look, if you enjoyed this video, you got something useful out of it, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see some more stuff on the 250L, I'd really appreciate a sub. I actually still do have some pretty big plans for the bike. I want to paint the frame red, so that's going to be a really big strip down. I'm actually also sort of planning to manufacture an aluminium rear subframe. I have an aluminium welder at work I have access to. I have to get a pipe bender, some other things, but I'd like to try and save some weight on this bike. Going along with that too, I'm going to probably look at doing some new wheels on it soon as well. I have a little buckle on my front wheel. It's not too bad, but it does annoy me that it's there. And I've actually just today as well discovered that my rear wheel bearings are just starting to go, but it got a bit of side-to-side movement on the rear wheel. So that's not great. So I'll probably go ahead and look at putting some better wheels on it soon too, and maybe even some more aggressive tires. I'm not sure yet, but if that's something you want to see, definitely more 250L content, I'd really appreciate the sub, because I definitely have some more stuff to do on this bike, even though I've done so much to it already. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.